And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes on the correct day this time. I still am not recovered from having to record this same type of video a day early. Really threw off my rhythm. Yes, I have a rhythm. We all have a rhythm. Now let's take a look at what we're receiving in NBA 2K22 MyTeam tomorrow. Now, I'll be honest, the packs that we're receiving I wouldn't say are the most exciting in the world. And I honestly have no idea what to expect from them, mainly because there's such, I don't want to say like a weird concept, like it's cool and inventive, just strange. It's just a strange concept. Now, I dropped a video reviewing the Season 8 information that we got yesterday, but I'll go over some of it quickly if you haven't seen that already. We're getting 3 endgame cards, Chris Webber for clutch time, Jokic for level 40, and Harden for the new domination. Now, whatever. It is what it is. You also get a dark matter Jalen Rose at the 50 win mark for clutch time. It's pretty cool. An invincible Mark Eaton, which of course is on the clutch time wheel because they can't let me have anything that would be happy about. That would just be too easy. It is what it is. You start with a dark matter invincible Isaiah Thomas, which is cool. Every time they put dark matter invincible, it makes me think that at some point we're going to get like an emerald invincible, Alperen Sengun or something, which I really wish they would do, but I don't think they would. Grant Hill for unlimited, Pete Maravich for triple threat online, Dominique for 2,000 wins and triple threat offline. The vault is Baylor. Daryl Dawkins in the Ascension seems cool. All invincibles. Jerry West for draft, and Julius Erving in the token market. Cool. All right, we're caught up now. Fun stuff. Now, we saw a little bit of info on the packs yesterday, but we got endgame Kobe coming. He does play point guard, secondary, shooting guard, primary, which is fine. I'm kind of curious as to what jump shot they're going to give Kobe, because Kobe base is already really good, so I don't really know what they do to make it a marketable improvement. I mean, I don't know if they give any cards jump shots besides Luka 25 and base 3. Like, maybe they give somebody Exum or something, but I really don't think that's like an endgame release this year. I just really feel like they're going to give someone Ronnie base at some point. I don't know. I just don't know. The endgame cards are kind of a novelty in the fact that there's only so many quote-unquote top-tier jump shots in the SIGs that you can give these cards before they start just being carbon copies of themselves every single time. I mean, like, if every guard we receive has Luka base or base 3, and every big man has Luka base or set shot 25, like, it's going to get really repetitive pretty soon. And I know 2K is going to want to keep pumping it out, you know, as far as making money-wise. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do there. Kobe's Kobe. I mean, this card's going to be astronomically expensive. 1 or 2 million MT, probably closer to 2, I would guess, is what he's going to end up costing if you wait until like Saturday or whatever. He's not going to be all that, you know, much better than what we've received thus far for endgame cards. Like, he's not going to be that much better than Scotty Barnes and Magic. You know what I mean? Let's just be real. He's not. And honestly, because they're endgame cards, I can say with the utmost confidence, I don't even know if he's going to be that much better than Chris Webber. Like, I don't know, maybe. All these cards are the same is what I'm saying. So you're essentially going straight for player build when it comes to the endgame cards. That's why I think it's kind of a whack concept personally, but, you know, people like it. Speaking of whack concepts, Shaq Diesel time. So it looks like we're getting 5 different Shaqs in tomorrow's packs. Now, they haven't dropped anything or, you know, teased anything in relation to the Kobes, but I would assume that we get 5 Kobes tomorrow as well. Endgame Kobe and 4 other Kobes. Now, as you can see here, we got a reskinned NBA 75 Shaq, so we already can kind of call that out as being a thing that's going to happen tomorrow. We're going to get reskinned NBA 75 Kobe. I will say, though, the 90s card art that we got for Shaq is pretty fire. Like, the 90s card art is heat. It is. It's objectively pretty heat. Then we got a Galactic Celtics Shaq. Okay, so I was just complaining yesterday that they didn't have all of the Shaqs. I have officially been placated. Like, they have officially been like, you know what? You wanted all the Shaqs? Here's all the Shaqs, right? So we got a glitched Phoenix Sun Shaq. Now, I just feel like all these cards are going to be glitched in some capacity, you know? Like, they're all going to be able to shoot or whatever, right? This Shaq probably has like a 99 shot 3. I mean, in an ideal world, they would make these at least partially, I don't want to say realistic, right? I don't want to say that, because at this stage, they're not going to make any cards realistic. I mean, that's not going to sell packs, right? But it would be cool to see them at least lean into the theme a little bit, right? Like, this Shaq is going to be the beast on the interior. He's going to be like a post-up god Shaq, right? Like, that's... all these Shaqs are going to be able to do everything, but this one's going to excel most at that, right? Perhaps this Shaq, being a glitch Shaq, is going to excel at the three-point shot. By the way, Shaq's release, not that bad this year. It's fine. It's usable. If this Shaq's cheap enough, he'll be a top-tier option for sure. Because, I mean, a shooting Shaq is usually relatively solid. Like, I think the one thing that I always wanted to say, like, 2K doesn't do a good job. And I'm going to say this. I know some people are going to agree with this. 2K does not do a good job of really showing how dominant Shaq is from a player build standpoint. I just feel like he always looks kind of teensy tiny out there. Like, he doesn't look big enough. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't. I don't know what it is. Like, you see Taco Fall out there. Taco Fall looks huge. Obviously, he's like 4 inches taller than Shaq, but at the same time, Shaq doesn't even look that much bigger than guys who are like 6'11 sometimes. I swear he has a smaller player base than you'd like him to have, player build than you'd like him to have. I just feel like Shaq should be more monstrous, you know, as the real Shaq was. I mean, look at LA Shaq against like normal centers. My man was a beast among men. He looked like triple the size of majority of the centers in the league. Crazy. They just don't portray that well enough. I feel like they need to completely retool Shaq's player build. That's just my own, you know, thoughts on it. Then we got MyTeam Anniversary Shaq, which I don't know what this is, but this is 2K13 Shaq, and that's pretty hilarious, to be honest. Cleveland Cavaliers Shaq, super tubby. Got double knee brace action going on right here. Don't worry, he's got those on the Phoenix glitch Shaq. What's his glitch? Being slow? Like, I don't know, dude. I'm guessing he's going to shoot threes. That would be my assumption. Or ball handle. That would be even more realistic than shooting threes, honestly. I don't know what's up with the anniversary ones. I don't know if they're just going to be, like, shiny cards to get. I think 2K is going to go, because we're at the stage where every card that's coming out now is going to be 99 in basically everything. If they're not an outright endgame card, they're going to be at least 85 plus in every single stat. So 2K is going to try to shift packs by kind of keying in on the collectors in the community by giving out these, you know, various different kind of cards. You know, the MyTeam Anniversary cards obviously lock in for certain cards. I like how they made him a Cavaliers one too, so that he locks in for the East, which I find hilarious. But I really don't know what they're going to do different than each other. Honestly, like, the only one you could really point to and say for sure, like, I think this one will be different than the other ones would be Glitch Shaq, because potentially he has like a 98, 99 three-pointer. But, I mean, the rest of the Shaqs are going to be identical, I would assume. Like I said, unless they do something where they make each individual Shaq be just a smidge better at, like, one thing. Like, this one's more athletic and faster. This one's better on the interior. This one can, like, I don't know, rebound better or something. And this one can shoot. And then endgame's just endgame. But, like, also, this doesn't look like Shaq. I just want to point that out. It does not look like Shaq at all. Just focus less on the goddamn sweat. For once, make Shaq look like his actual human being. Like, this does not look like Shaq, right? Is it just me? It's just a bad screenshot. The screenshots are 2K's biggest downfall. In the game, sometimes they kind of look like the players, but you'll get a screenshot. It doesn't look anything like them. Blake Griffin is a very good example of that. Like, he typically doesn't look like Blake Griffin. He looks like Blake Griffin or something, like his, like, evil doppelganger that, like, can shoot but can't dunk. I don't know. Either way, the concept is going to be interesting. I just wish they would have went with more of a, I don't know, dude, normal concept. Like, if you're going to have Shaq packs, sure, have multiple Shaqs in them, fine. But at least put in the packs like rivals of Shaq, former teammates of Shaq. Obviously, like, random guys, not like Dwayne Wade and Kobe and stuff. We got enough of them. But, like, I don't know, dude, just random guys. Like, it doesn't matter. Just pick some random guys off each team. Throw some Celtics guys in there, some Phoenix guys in there, whatever. Throw some dusty Lakers guys from 2001 in there. Like, it doesn't matter. Give us Lakers Karl Malone. Like, who cares, dude? Doesn't matter. Like I said, Shaq's release isn't terrible. Like, Shaq base is not bad this year. It's really altogether not that awful. Like, it's not great, but it's not bad. Also, like, people are going to spend more MT on shoes for some reason, and there's no point to do that, but let's see what the cards are actually like tomorrow, and we'll kind of go from there. I would expect some of the Shaqs to not be able to dribble. I think there are going to be limitations to at least a few of those. They're not going to do complete like reskins for all 4 of the random cards that we have. They're going to have slight differences. There's going to be one out of those 4 that's slightly more expensive than the other one. I think the anniversary one will be expensive due to the lock-in, and I think one of them, I don't know which one it's going to be, is going to be more expensive due to some other factor. But I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. I'm going to open these packs. I'm going to be really disappointed if it's nothing but Kobe's and Shaq's, because like I would like some variety, just a little bit. I mean, the only variety we're going to get is all of the dynamic ratings base set, heat check, and current series players that we pull, which I'm sure will be uncountable amounts. So let's go take a look at the market. Look, the reality of the situation, I know you're coming to your boy Cheap Ludes here, the market guru himself, definitely not being sarcastic at the moment. And you're asking, what is going to happen with the market? You know everything. You know it all. I have no idea, dude. I have no clue what's going to happen with the market. When it comes to these packs, like, it's literally 2 players. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. I could claim to say, yeah, like certain players are going to fall off in value due to these packs, but truly I have no idea. They're releasing 5 Kobe's and 5 Shaqs. I don't even know if there's going to be a difference between the 2 cards, like at all. Like, is there going to be a difference between the other 4 Kobe's or the other 4 Shaqs? I don't know. I have no idea. I know the jerseys and the teams are different, and they're probably going to have different drop rates, certainly. But what the actual difference between those cards are, I have no idea. So I don't think it affects the market too much. I mean, we're going to see cards drop off in value due to a new season coming. I mean, that's definitely going to happen. That's been happening for the past 24 hours. Like, Mo Bamba's like 22,000 MT, which, by the way, for that price, him and Mark Williams, that's a fantastic tandem to run for like 40K. Phenomenal. They can hold it down with some of the best centers in the entire game. Bol was like a million MT 2 weeks ago, and now he's borderline 150, barely, right? I might lock in this set for tokens. I just don't really care about Dr. J that much. Dr. J is going to be good, certainly, but I like my shooting guards that I have, so like whatever. Scotty Barnes is falling off. Like, all these endgame cards are hitting a cliff, and the reason for that is I've seen people speculate as to why these endgame cards are falling a bit. The reason for that is everyone knows how 2K operates. Like, trust, we're going to get an endgame card every single pack drop. Tuesday packs, Friday packs, it doesn't matter. Rewards to grind for. There's going to be so many endgame cards that people don't care anymore. By the way, Dyson Daniels is under 100K, and I would say if you're on current gen, that's absolutely worth picking up for sure. Dyson Daniels is an A-tier point guard. I stand firm on that sentiment. Jabari Smith is pretty good too. He's just got kind of a small player build, but pick him up if you want. He's cheap now. Chet Holmgren's the only one from this set that holds any type of value. And thankfully, he's only like 120 now. So glad I sold mine for 450K when I did. The invincible cards are going to start dropping like flies, value-wise, by the way. I would say it starts with a lot of the... Saying mid-tier centers is weird, but the big men. Big men are where it's going to start. Kevin Garnett, Hakeem, guys that aren't necessarily 2K elites. Robert Horry, David Robinson's going to stay. He's ridiculous. Tim Duncan, guys like that aren't necessarily like elite 2K MyTeam guys. They're going to start to fall off a little bit. I think even Penny Hardaway does at some point. We get an endgame Penny this year for sure, no question. Pau Gasol's another one. I think even Shaq will fall off tomorrow a little bit. We could see Invincible Shaq drop a bit. There's just not very many of them out there. Like, he had the worst odds of any Invincible, I feel, because he was the first one. Scottie Pippen's going to be an interesting one. I want to see what's up with his price, because I'll pick him up. I'll use him all year. I like Scottie Pippen's jump shot quite a bit. They're going to give Scottie an endgame hard with, like, you know, Luka base or something at some point this year. And the Invincible one will be just as good with a worse jump shot. Doesn't matter. Jump shots are so subjective, minus Luka base on next gen. They're incredibly subjective. I don't care what any creator tells you. Outside of really bad ones, like Set Shot 17 is not subjective. It's a greenable jump shot, wide open. It's not horrible. As bad as people say is what I should say. But it's objectively not a top tier jump shot. But when it comes to things like Pippen base this year, Giannis's base is another good example of this. Like, it's so subjective. Like, I think Invincible Giannis will be in the right hands just as good as endgame Giannis when we inevitably get him, barring the fact that he plays point guard, which I would say is almost an inevitability at this point. These cards are down in price a little bit. I don't know. It's hard to really predict if these cards are going to go up in value or down in value. The reason I say that is because we're going to get so many endgame cards that I could see Wilt kind of fading away as far as his relevance in the game. But at the same time, he's still going to be ridiculous, so it's hard to really say, especially because he has Luka base. And I'm sure we're going to get more point guards with that, or point guard centers with that base. And these cards aren't exactly going to be in packs anymore, so I don't know if they're a good investment vehicle, but if you have any of them, it's not the worst idea to just hold on to some of them, you know? They could only go up. Guys like MJ, I would sell, though, because there's no question we're getting MJ in one of these little sets that we have. I'm hoping they do the Evos for the rest of the season. Just wanted to point that out. I would like to see, like, Tony Allen and Yee and, like, random players who definitely are not getting cards for the rest of the year. Like Tom Chambers, for example, get a little Evo action, get some love, turn into a Dark Matter. I'll run a Dark Matter Tom Chambers. Like, he's got a sick, achy, breaky heart mullet. I have no choice but to run him. Tom Chambers is a good example of, like, you see a picture of somebody from the 90s and they're just dressed normal and you think they're just, like, the coolest in person ever. You're like, man, that outfit is so fire, I would wear that. But they're really just dressed normal. It's just like what dads wore back then. It's a very interesting phenomenon. I'm wondering if I'm going to start, not me, but kids are going to start feeling that way in like 10 years when they see a dude in like G-Unit jeans. They're going to be like, man, what a drip god. But it's really just like your local white guy who wants to be in G-Unit from 2003. That would be phenomenal. As always, been your boy Cheap Ludes. Have a good night. I'll be back tomorrow opening packs. Hating my life.